At Thanksgiving, my uncle blocked the door and said I wasn't family. I walked away, cut off $61,500 in secret payments, and their world collapsed. My family valued my money more than they ever did me. So I cut them off, established my own life, and maintained my distance. But those people were not done. Definitely not. Before everything burst, let me take you back to the beginning. My name is Evan Cole. I'm 31 years old and have been working in industrial rope access for the past 7 years, hanging from skyscrapers, turbines, and bridges to perform inspections and repairs that most people will never see. Heights do not concern me. Up there, things are easy: gear, gravity, and consequence. My family is the opposite. A mother rewrites history in real time. Allison, a sister, is a professional victim. Uncle Rick is part politician, part loan shark. Cousin Daniel, always impartial, yet nevertheless making you the problem. Holidays with them feel like a show that no one asked for. I'm the one people ignore until they need something. The guy who is ignored in group chat but then calls at daybreak to move a couch or jump a battery. They had no idea that I had been discreetly paying for their lives for the previous 6 years. Mom's car, Rick's property insurance, Allison's rent when she couldn't find work, and all repairs and utilities. Only this once. Emergencies that never ended. I kept a ledger not to use it as a weapon, but because documentation is how you stay alive at my profession. In total, around $61,500 was pumped into people who viewed me as background noise. The only one who saw it clearly was Maya Bennett. We'd been together 2 years. She worked at a bakery 4 blocks from my apartment. I met her one night as she was closing up and I was transporting equipment from a job. We started talking and kept talking. She had a knack of breaking through without making you feel cornered, simply being honest, direct, and genuine. She had met my family twice. Both times they treated her as if she were furniture. I talked over her and asked her questions about my life as if she weren't sitting right there. Allison commented the second time that it must be good to be able to care for someone. Maya did not flinch. She just squeezed my hand beneath the table. On the way home, she plainly stated, "They don't see you as family. They see you as a wallet." I didn't dispute since she was correct. Last Thanksgiving the group chat ran non-stop for several weeks. I offered to bring my smoked brisket, which everyone devoured last time. Nobody replied. Plans simply rolled over my message as if I had written a blank text. Maya noticed. "Are you sure you want to go?" "My cousin Lucas will be there," I said. "He's solid. Then we'll head for Lucas." She baked a pumpkin pie from scratch. I loaded the brisket into my pickup. We drove 50 minutes to Uncle Rick's residence. Same suburb, same cookie-cutter homes, and the same inflatable turkey. Rick treats it as a landmark. His driveway was filled because there is always a hierarchy. His truck is in the garage, and Mom's sedan is in the prime position. Allison is next to her. Everyone else figured it out. Walking up with the brisket and pie. I could see them through the front windows. Mom, Aunt Emily, Allison, Rick, Noah, and several more were laughing and performing. Rick stood in the middle of the narrative, drink in hand, as if he owned the room. I wasn't expecting confetti, but what followed wasn't just cold. It was intended. I reached for the door, which opened about 6 inches. Uncle Rick filled the void like a bouncer at a bar that had recently been closed down for health violations. He didn't grin or nod, but stood there with a smug little twist in his mouth and said, "You're not family anymore, Evan, and she needs to leave too." I really laughed briefly, perplexed, because this had to be a horrible joke, right? He did not move. "I am serious. You showing up creates difficulties. Both of you need to leave." Behind him my mother appeared, holding a wine glass. She stared at Maya first, then at me. She said, "This is only for family," coldly and flatly, as if she had prepared it. Allison appeared next to her and smiled at Maya. "She is just here because you are the one who pays for everything." I looked beyond them and into the dining room. The table was arranged. Good plates, cloth napkins, and a fall-themed centerpiece with faux foliage. And there, in the area where my name card had been since I was 13, was a guy I'd only met twice. Allison has a boyfriend. He looked up, noticed us standing there, raised his glass and smirked. My mother handed him the plate with my name on it. They clinked glasses and giggled. My seat was filled before we crossed the threshold. For approximately 6 seconds I considered pushing past Rick and sitting down, forcing them to physically remove us. Then I felt Maya's hand slipping into mine. Calm and steady. I looked at Rick, my mom and Allison. Understood. I squeezed Maya's hand and laid the brisket on the porch. She put the pie next to it, turned, and walked back to the truck. She said nothing till we got inside. The engine was running 4 blocks away when I pulled over. I sat there, hands on the wheel, trying to grasp what had just occurred. Maya's voice was soft and steady. They do not miss you. They lose access. I turned to face her. She wasn't weeping or upset. Just clear. You've been subsidizing their lives for years, she said. And the moment you arrive with someone who notices it, they kick you out. That is not family. That is control. My hands were shaking. Not because I was mad. Because I finally saw clearly. I got out my phone and entered the family group chat. 26 persons. What are you doing now? Maya asked, bringing the conversation to an end. I typed 4 sentences. If I am not a family member, I am not your wallet. Effective immediately. Payments are halted altogether. Please do not contact me for money again. Anything due will be addressed in writing. I then attached the Excel spreadsheet file. Every payment, date, amount, person, title and support were provided. I showed Maya before sending it. She read it once and nodded. Send it. I pressed send. We sat there, engine running, staring at my phone as if it was about to explode. 4 minutes after I sent that message, my phone rang. Lucas, where are you? He inquired about when I picked up. 4 blocks east. Stay there. I'm coming. People are walking out right now. There are 5 of us. Noah, Emily, 2 church pals, and myself. Half the damn table. He arrived 3 minutes later, got out of his car and went into my rear seat. He didn't say anything at first, simply staring at his phone and scrolling through the ledger. 61 grand, he finally said. Give or take. You've paid for their lives while they treated you like garbage. Both of us, Maya answered gently. They threw us out like trash. Lucas looked at her and then at me. I read the note at the table aloud. Rick attempted to play it off as if you were lying, Noah asked. He pays for what? Rick snapped back. He is lying. I then replied. You blocked him and his girlfriend at the door while he's been funding your lives for 6 years. Your mother's face became white. Then I left. Who else walked? Noah. He admitted he had no idea. Emily followed him. 2 of Rick's church pals appeared disgusted. One of them stated, You kicked them out and begged him for money last month. I'm not sitting here. Noah stood up and said, You said it was only for family, but you took his money. That is not family. That's a swindle. They then left. Allison tried to tell you that you were being petty. Rick went into complete meltdown. I started ranting about disrespect and betrayal, and how true guys don't discuss family matters. Lucas shakes his head. Real men? That's a lot of money coming from someone who has just openly shunned you both. They ejected you for bringing her. That's what this was all about. They don't want anyone around to see what they're doing. My phone vibrated. My mom sent me a text. We need to talk. This is not how families resolve issues. I didn't respond. Lucas saw it. Good. They're going to come at you both hard right now. Yes, I said. We are ready. Maya nodded. Quiet. Solid. The call started within an hour. Mom called first from a new number. Voice is gentle and damaged. Then comes Rick, who is loud and pushy. Allison communicates via SMS, portraying the victim. Daniel is pressing for compromise. Aunt Patricia. Margaret Walsh has unknown numbers. By 1 a.m., there were 52 unread messages and 18 voicemails. I blocked every single one. Instead, I opened my laptop and began to work. I canceled all of my automatic payments. Mom's car, Rick's insurance, Allison's phone bill, all of it. Done. I removed family members from my accounts, including life insurance beneficiaries, streaming services, and cloud storage. A clean slate. Then I wrote my lawyer, explained what happened, attached the ledger, and inquired about my choices. He replied within an hour. We should meet. Monday morning at 9:30 a.m. Within a week the ramifications began. Mom screamed when she called. I left a voicemail. My auto payment bounced. The bank is calling me. You are doing this on purpose. Evan, this is financial abuse. You are abusing your own mother. I'm really worried about you. And she's the reason you're acting like way. I blocked that number. Rick texted from an unknown number. My property insurance expired. Do you have any idea what you did? You are harming my livelihood. Call me back right now. Blocked. Rick tried again 2 days later. Different number. We need to communicate directly with one another. Face to face. There are no lawyers. Just us. I responded once. Talk to my lawyer. Then blocked. Allison sent an email. I know you're furious, but I truly need aid with my rent this month. Only this once. I promise to pay you back. P.S. If Maya is forcing you to do this, you should wake up. I removed it without replying. I blocked her email. Lucas texted me about 1 a.m. You okay? Yeah. You? Emily is angry about what they did. I assured her she did the right thing by stepping out. I didn't get much sleep. Not from anxiousness, but from planning. What they'd try next, how I'd respond, and what boundaries I required. Around 3:30 a.m., Maya got up and found me in the kitchen. Did not say anything. Just made some coffee and sat next to me. They're going to come after me as well, she added after a while. I understand. Your mother already hates me. This will grow worse. Yeah. She was silent for a minute. I am not going anywhere. I gazed at her. You do not need to stay for this. I am not staying for this. I am staying for you. Monday morning with the attorney. Jonathan Reed, late 1950s. No nonsense. Maya came with me. You kept decent records, he said after going over everything. Categories, dates, and notes. Clean enough to hand to a judge. Documentation keeps you relevant in my line of work. Jonathan gazed at Maya. Were you there for Thanksgiving? Yeah. They kicked us both out. Was anyone filming it? Aunt Patricia was on the porch with her phone as we left. Jonathan jotted that down. If she posts something, save it immediately. Most likely she will modify it to make you appear bad. He stared at me. They are going to escalate. Guilt, intimidation, reputational damage, and they'll try to split you two. Make you think she is the problem. She is not the problem. I know, but they'll try anyhow. Document everything. All contact must be in writing. If somebody appears at your house or workplace, call the police immediately. No engagement. No explanation. How about social media? I asked. Do not block them on Facebook yet. Allow them to talk where it can be documented. Every single comment, post and communication. Save it all. When we go to court, we expect a clear pattern. Tuesday, I was 42 stories up when it began. There were 22 missed calls by midday. Rick left one voicemail. Please call me back right immediately. If you do not answer within the next hour, I will come to find you. I've saved it. I sent it to Jonathan. I did not get a call back. Wednesday. My property manager called. Someone stopped by to ask about you. The older guy said he was your uncle. Seemed agitated. I did not let him in. If he returns, call the police. That afternoon I installed a video doorbell at my home. On Thursday afternoon my supervisor called. I received a strange call from a woman claiming to be your mother. She said she was concerned about you since you had been acting erratic. I told her I couldn't discuss workers and hung up. But you should know. They are attempting to undermine my job. Keep an eye out. We received a call from a client who wanted to reschedule since they had heard you were dealing with personal problems. It cost us 1 day of work. I shut it down and informed them that it was bogus, but things are becoming messy. Then Maya called in a tense voice. Patricia showed up to the bakery. She's outdoors, filming. Keeps peering through the window. A customer just asked if everything was well. My management wants to know what is going on. Did she come in? No, I'm just standing there filming. But people are freaking out. Put me on speaker with your management. I heard movement. Then a woman's voice. This is Karen. Hello Karen. I am Evan. The woman outside is my aunt. She has been bothering us for weeks. We've got a lawyer involved. If she refuses to go, you have every right to contact the police for trespassing. I get it. Thanks. Maya came back on. She is still out there. Let Karen handle it. 5 minutes later, Maya texted. The manager stepped outside and warned her to leave or she'd call the police. Patricia continued filming the entire time, but ultimately departed. Customers are asking questions. I called Jonathan. They have now escalated to her workplace. Jonathan was furious. That is targeted harassment. Document everything. If she posts something, save it immediately. We are building a case. On Friday, Jonathan issued letters of harassment. Every statute, specific instances, and future communication will go through his office solely. Violations would lead to urgent legal action. Certified mail for mom, Rick, and Allison. On Saturday, Mom called Jonathan's office. I left a voicemail. This is ridiculous. We are his family. We have the right to talk to him. That woman has influence over him. She's turning him against us. All we want is for him to apologize and repair the situation. Jonathan's email response. All communications with this office must be in writing. On Sunday morning, Rick arrived at my building. I watched through my doorbell camera. The building manager stopped him. They argued. He attempted the I am family card. She was not having it. He waited outside for 25 minutes, pacing and staring up. Finally they left. I've saved everything. Screenshots, timestamps, and footage. Jonathan received a copy. Then Maya received an SMS from an unknown number. Hello Maya. This is Margaret Walsh, a friend of Evan's mother. I'm concerned about Evan. I understand how much you care about him, but new partnerships may sometimes separate people from their families. I'm afraid that he's making decisions based on emotions rather than logic. His mother instilled in him great beliefs and faith, and it's difficult to see someone try to take them away. I understand how money can complicate things. Would you be willing to chat only to women? Maya forwarded it to me immediately. Your mom's acquaintance has just contacted me. She claims I'm isolating you and that I'm a gold digger. I called Jonathan. They're now going around me, attempting to portray Maya as the problem. Forward everything. Don't respond. Within an hour, Jonathan had sent Margaret a cease contact letter. She stopped after one warning. Aunt Patricia shared a cut and cropped video on Facebook on Monday. It began with me and Maya strolling away from Rick's porch. Backs to the camera. Cut out whatever Rick said. Cut out Mom's sentence. Cut out Allison's jab. Just showed us departing. Caption. When family attempts to welcome you to Thanksgiving and you storm out. She persuaded him to cut off all contact with those who cared about him. Praying for clarity. Comments flooded in. Most were sympathetic to Patricia, but one stuck out. A name I could not recognize. Why is the audio cut just as Rick begins talking? What exactly did he say to them? Patricia erased the comment within minutes, but I had already screenshot it. Lucas emailed me the link. She is creating a fake story, and someone saw the edit. Maya gazed at it. Her cheeks turned frigid. I didn't say anything the entire time. Save it. This is evidence. Rick arrived at my workplace within a week. Security escorted him away. My supervisor modified the protocols. Daniel sent 6 texts promoting compromise from various perspectives. I blocked them all. Aunt Patricia sent 3 more recordings, each portraying Maya as manipulative. Margaret texted Maya from 2 additional numbers. She repeatedly implied that she was manipulating me. Each time we documented everything and sent it to Jonathan. Then my father called. This was the first time I had heard from him in months. Evan, your mother is plotting something. She's discussing a family intervention. Says you're having a breakdown and they need to assist you. Rick is in charge of planning the event. They'll probably show up at your place this week. They intend to isolate Maya and exert pressure on her. Thank you for the caution. I am not a part of it. I still have occasional conversations with Rick. I thought you should know. I sent the warning to Jonathan. An ambush is about to occur. They escalated again the next Wednesday evening. 6:45 p.m. Maya was in my apartment. We were preparing dinner when my doorbell camera activated. 5 persons. Mom, Rick, Allison, Daniel, and Aunt Patricia are already recording with her phone. I contacted building security before they knocked. There are 5 people at my door. No invitation, no welcome. I need these eliminated. They knocked hard. Rick's voice comes through the door. Evan, we're here because we adore you. Open up. We need to talk. Maya stood next to me, calmly monitoring the camera stream on my phone. This is a family meeting, Daniel continued. His mediator voice is sensible. Calm. Nobody is mad. We simply want to comprehend what's going on. Allison began crying. Thank you, Evan. We miss you. We simply want to help. Mom's voice comes next. Shaky. Concerned. If you're struggling, sweetheart, we can get through it together. However, locking us out is unhealthy. Let us in. We'd like to chat to Maya, too. Woman to woman. Daniel spoke again, this time directing his words at the door and us. Maya. If you truly love him, you will support reconciliation. Family is vital. You do not want to be held accountable for ripping them apart. If you were a nice girlfriend, you'd advise him to stop acting petty. Maya's jaws constricted. She stared at me. I shake my head. Rick banged again. Stop being dramatic and open that darn door. Aunt Patricia kept filming and narrating. We're at Evan's residence, attempting to reach out. He will not even speak to us. This is what occurs when a person becomes isolated. Building security has arrived. Monica Alvarez, a woman who appeared to have worked nightclub doors for the past 20 years. You all need to leave now. We're his family, Mom explained. We're only trying to help him. He does not want you here. That constitutes trespassing. He isn't thinking clearly. Rick argued. We have the right. You have the right to leave. I am giving you 90 seconds. Daniel attempted his best peacemaker tone. Look, I'm not taking sides here, but this seems excessive. We're simply attempting to have a discourse. You are embarrassing your mother. Simply open the door and stop being dramatic. I opened my door. I stepped into the hallway. Security was between us. Maya walked out beside me. I looked at Daniel first, then at the others. Leave. You are trespassing. Maya's voice was steady and calm. Leave. You are trespassing. Mom started talking quickly, desperate. Evan, please. Maya, please, let's chat. I dialed 911. Loud enough that they could hear through the door. 911. What is your emergency? 5 persons were at my door, refusing to go after being informed by building security. I need the police. They fled quickly. I heard their footsteps. Rick is saying something about contempt. Patricia is currently filming. Monica waited until they left. You okay? Yeah. Thank you. If they come back, we'll contact the cops first. No warnings. Aunt Patricia shared the clipped and altered video that night. They started hammering quietly, and Mom said, we just want to help. The banging stopped. Eliminate Rick's aggressiveness. Cut remove Monica's admonition. Cut remove Daniel's manipulation of Maya. Caption. When your family attempts to contact you and you call the cops on them, she convinces him we're the enemy. We're praying for healing. Comments flooded in. Some sympathize with Patricia, while others doubt the edit. Lucas responded to the discussion. You kicked them both out of Thanksgiving, tormented them for weeks, then showed up at their house unexpectedly. This isn't a worry. This is control. The following afternoon, I was on a job site when security radioed. Evan noticed 2 cops at the gate. Welfare check. Someone reported you as a threat to yourself. I felt my stomach drop. I will come down. I met with the officers, explained the issue, and showed them documents. Timeline, screenshots, audio, video, lawyer's letter, and intervention footage. The first cop studied it on his phone and then glanced at me. This is harassment. Clear cut. The second officer nodded. Whoever called in filed a bogus report. Can I obtain an incident report number? Absolutely. We're reporting this as a fake welfare check and harassment. I contacted Jonathan before they left the property. They armed the police. That is it. We're filing tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. My office. We filed on Friday morning. A protective order has been issued against Mom, Rick, and Allison. Is attached. Expedited hearing due to escalation included workplace evidence harassment, a fraudulent welfare check, targeted harassment of Maya, a social media smear campaign using manipulated recordings, and an attempted isolation tactic. The court date is the following Wednesday. That weekend, Maya and I stayed in silence to decompress. On Sunday afternoon, she was reading. I was evaluating a contract for a new project. Are you okay? I asked. Yes, really? She put down her book. They labeled me controlling. I said I was poisoning you. They showed up and tried to separate us. I posted videos that made me look like a villain. And none of this is true. I know it is exhausting. Yes, it is. She was silent for a minute. I'm choosing to stay. There is a distinction between having to and wanting to. On Monday, Lucas called. The court date is Wednesday. Yeah. Do you need someone there? Yes, I do. Then I will be there with you both. Tuesday, Jonathan prepared us. They will try to frame the victim. Do not react. Let me do the talking. Maya, they might try to paint you as the instigator. Remain calm. The evidence speaks for itself. Wednesday morning, courtroom. Mom, Rick, Allison, Aunt Patricia, and Daniel are in the gallery. The judge considered the evidence. 15 pages. Video, audio, timeline, witness statements, screenshots of messages directed at Maya, Patricia's modified posts, Margaret's manipulation attempts. Except for the flipping of the pages, there was stillness for 10 minutes. She looked up at Mom. You phoned his workplace several times with bogus claims. Explain. I was concerned about him, Your Honor. And showing up at his house despite being warned to keep away. I wanted to talk to my son about the fraudulent welfare check. Mom hesitated. I was concerned. And messages informing him that his girlfriend is manipulating him. Yes, she is. She's turning him against us. The judge's expression darkened. What evidence is this based on? Mom didn't respond. The judge turned to Rick. Mr. Cole. You were captured on camera at his home and workplace several times after receiving a cease contact notice. Why? Your Honor, this is a family company. We handle everything privately. So, you ignored the lawyer's letter? Rick shifted. I needed to speak to him. The judge stared at Allison. Is there anything further to add? He's my brother. I cannot understand why he is doing this. She is turning him against us. The judge laid the papers down. Your kid and his girlfriend established a limit. You escalated rather than respecting it. You informed his employer. Created bogus police reports. Despite being warned to cease, he returned several times. Harassed his girlfriend. Uploaded modified films to harm their reputations. That's not a concern. That is control. She grabbed up her pen. I am giving the protective order for 14 months. There is no touch with either of them. Stay 600 feet away from their homes and workplaces. Violation leads to instant arrest. Understood. Mom began crying. You mean I can't talk to my son? I am suggesting he and his partner have the right to be alone. Is this clear? Yes, Your Honor. The judge signed and delivered copies to both lawyers. We're finished. Outside, Jonathan handed us 2 copies of the order. Keep these handy everywhere. If they breach it, call the cops right away. Lucas and I proceeded towards his pickup. Maya walked alongside us. That was intense, he remarked. Yeah. Are you two doing okay? Maya nodded. We're okay. Good. Now you're creating a life without them. Uncle Rick breached the protection order 4 days after it was issued. Saturday a.m. grocery store. Produce section. I was alone. Maya was at work. I heard footsteps behind me. Evan. I turned. Rick. 12 feet distant. Red face and clenched hands. I did not speak. I just pulled out my phone. Called 911. What are you doing now? He asked. 911. What is your emergency? I am at Brookfield Grocery on Hampton. A man having a protective order against him approached me. I need the police. Rick became pale. You have got to be kidding. Stay on the line, the operator instructed. Officers are on their way. I walked towards the front. Rick followed. Sir, keep away from me, I exclaimed forcefully. You have a protection order. You are breaching it. Customers stared. Rick understood his error. Began backing up. I wasn't trying. This is ridiculous. Police arrived. 4 minutes. I showed them the order. I showed them Rick. Mr. Cole, you were advised not to approach him, right? Yes. But witnesses claim you followed him and made contact. That is a violation. The cop took out handcuffs. Turn around. They arrested him right there. Cuffs, rights, and shoppers recording with their phones. I delivered my statement, received the report number and drove home. When I returned, Maya was already at my apartment. Lucas texted me. Rick was arrested. Okay. Good. She hugged me. You okay? Yeah. You? I am fine. I'm delighted you're safe. Jonathan called that afternoon. I heard about the arrest. Good job remaining calm. What will happen now? He will get a hearing. Probably a fine. Perhaps jail time. More importantly, it's recorded. I'll file a request to extend the protection order. That night we had takeout. I watched a movie. We didn't discuss about the family. They just existed together. Quiet. Normal. Rick's violation triggered an 8-month extension of the protective order. A month later, Maya received another text from Margaret. Different number. I know you do not want to hear that, but Evan's mother is devastated. Family is precious. Sometimes love entails persuading others to forgive. Maya sent it to Jonathan without reacting. Jonathan sent Margaret a letter requesting that she end contact. She paused. The following try went through the bank. Credit monitoring warning. Someone attempted to add an authorized user to my credit card. The verification failed. Denied. I phoned the bank. Asked for more information. They confirmed that the effort was not from me. Metadata, phone number, branch location, and a timestamp were provided. The number was traced back to Allison's area code. It could be a coincidence, yet it fits the pattern. I froze my credit. I forwarded everything to Jonathan. They attempted fraud, I said. Area code is not proof, but it does support the pattern. Make sure you document it. We'll add it to the file. Thanksgiving came around. It's been 14 months since the door. Lucas hosted a small gathering. Emily and Noah, pals on both sides. No one addressed the missing family. We ate, joked, and played cards till 1 a.m. Best Thanksgiving I've ever had. Following that, life became quieter. Not boring, simply stable. I worked, came home, spent time with Maya, had drinks with Lucas, and established a pattern that did not entail watching every doorway for ambush discussions. 8 months into the protection order, I noticed something. I was pleased. Actually happy. We're not waiting for the other shoe to drop. I'm not managing other people's emotions, or funding other people's lives. I'm simply living mine. One night, Maya and I were sitting on the couch. She had her feet tucked under her while reading. I was evaluating a contract for a new project. Do they ever attempt to reach out? She asked suddenly. Not directly. The order remains in place. However, Daniel attempted several times indirectly via Lucas. Lucas closed it down. Do you miss them? No. She stared at me. Not even a little. I miss the concept of them. The version I imagined they could be. But not the genuine ones. They showed me who they were. I'm done pretending differently. She nodded, returned to her book, then leaned over and squeezed my hand once, 18 months after the protective order was issued. It has expired. Jonathan called me a week prior. It is slated to expire next Friday. Do you wish to file for an extension? Were there any infractions since Rick's arrest? No. Then, let it expire. Are you sure? Once it's gone, they can lawfully contact you again. They can try. I'll just block them. I don't need a court order to defend myself anymore. I've established my own boundaries now. The order has expired. For months nothing happened. No calls, no texts, and no unexpected visits. Around the same moment my father called me. I had my first genuine talk with him in over 2.5 years. The intervention warning did not count. Hello, Evan? Hey. Silence. Then I apologize for everything. For not stepping up. For allowing her to control things. For not protecting you when you needed it. And for failing to safeguard Maya. I appreciate it. I've been going to therapy. Trying to figure out why I let things go so terrible. Have you figured it out? Yeah. I was terrified of her. Of fighting. And of losing my family. So I selected the road of least resistance. Which meant you were crushed. I did not say anything. I am not asking for your forgiveness. I simply wanted to let you know I see it now. Okay. One more thing. Your mother has been discussing reaching out. She intends to sweep the rug. Act as if nothing occurred. Do not anticipate an apology. Allow her to try. We hung up. Maya and I moved in together that spring. Her lease was up. She was already staying most evenings at my apartment. And honestly, I enjoyed coming home to her. Lucas began bringing his girlfriend around. The four of us would hang out. Dinners, game nights, and other typical activities. 2.5 years after Thanksgiving, I proposed. There is nothing dramatic. We were trekking. We stopped at an overlook. The sun was fading. Marry me. She looked at me and smiled. It took you long enough. Is this a yes? Obviously. We planned a simple ceremony. 20 persons. Lucas is my best guy. Her sister is maid of honor. A few close pals, including Aunt Emily and Noah. Nobody else in my family was invited. Nobody else knew what was going on. We were married on a Saturday in October. A little venue overlooking the river. Simple ceremony. There's no drama. Only 2 persons had selected each other. Lucas offered a toast. Short. Perfect. I've known Evan for most of my life. I watched him give everything to those who gave nothing back. I watched him and Maya get kicked out of their own family for setting limits, and now I'm witnessing them create something true together. To both of you. Mom and Rick arrived at the wedding venue dressed in formal attire. Aunt Patricia and Daniel are with them. They went up to the entrance and attempted to go in. We're family, Mom informed venue security. We were invited. The venue manager reviewed the list. I do not see your names. I am his mommy. There must be an error. No error. You are not on the guest list. You should depart. Rick stepped forward. We aren't leaving. This is ridiculous. The manager took out her phone. Leave now or I'll call the cops. Mom's voice became louder. Performative. I am his mother, and he is rejecting me from his own wedding. He is allowing that woman to dominate everything. This is what she has done to my family. I have the right to be here. I am his mommy. The manager's voice remained level. Your relationship does not supersede the guest list or trespassing laws. Guests began noticing and whispering. Maya's sister came out. They need to leave right now. The manager dialed. Police are on their way. They stayed. Rick planted himself. Mom continued to perform for the gathered crowd. 2 officers arrived 7 minutes later. The manager explained. The policeman approached. Everyone, please leave the premises right now. Mom initiated our relationship as a family. You are trespassing. The property owner wants you removed. Rick swelled up. It's my nephew's wedding. We have the right. You don't have any rights here. You are receiving a formal trespass notice. If you return to the property, you will be arrested. Is this clear? The first officer took out his notebook. I need all of your IDs. This is on record. They issued out licenses. The officer recorded names, dates of birth, and residences, making it official. You have now formally trespassed on this property. Any return will lead to immediate arrest. Understood. The second cop stared squarely at Rick. You have been warned. Next time, cuffs come first. There is no discussion. They eventually left. Mom is crying. Rick uttered threats. Patricia filmed the entire trip to the parking lot. Inside, Lucas drew us both apart. They attempted to crash. Yes, I said. I got trespassed. Officers took down their information. Lucas stared at Maya and then at me. They threw you out of Thanksgiving dinner, then attempted to force their way into your wedding. That is who they are. Maya nodded. That is who they are. We cut the cake, took photos, danced, then departed early for home because neither of us wanted to be anywhere else. That night Maya shared one photo. We're just happy. Caption, I married my best friend today. Within an hour my mother stated, I can't believe I wasn't invited to my own son's wedding. Aunt Patricia added, family should be present at weddings. She has utterly ostracized him. Some people prefer resentment to forgiveness. Daniel commented, pretty classless, man. But whatever lets you sleep at night is pulling the family apart. Lucas replied to the entire thread. They physically barred Evan and Maya from celebrating Thanksgiving, despite the fact that he had been financing their life for years. They harassed them both, pursued them, violated a protective order, and attempted to disrupt their wedding today. Police formally trespassed them. This is not alienation. This is a consequence. The thread fell silent after that. I replied to Daniel with a single sentence. Stop attacking me. Then I blocked him. The next morning I awoke to a missed call. A new number. My mom. Maya was still sleeping. I played the voicemail at a low volume. Evan, this is your mom. I saw the photographs. Do you have any concept how embarrassing this is? After everything I have done for you. This is how you treat me. And that woman has transformed you into someone I don't even recognize. This is cruel. You should call me back and explain yourself. I removed it. I blocked the number. Went back to bed. Allison sent an email 3 months after their wedding. Subject: I apologize, Evan. I had been thinking about what happened. About the ledger. About Thanksgiving. Regarding what we stated to Maya. I hadn't realized how horrible things were for you. I did not see it. Mom made it appear that you were being tough, and I believed her because it was easier. But when you went, things worsened. She turned against me. She began using me in the same way she used you, and I finally understood. I am not asking for your forgiveness. I simply want you to know that I see it now. And I apologize. I saw your wedding pictures. She looks like she makes you happy. I'm happy. I reread it 3 times. I showed it to Maya. What are your thoughts? She asked. Perhaps she means it. But words are simple. I will believe it when I see it in action. So, what will you do? Nothing. If she is sincere, she will prove it without my response. I did not respond. Allison followed up 3.5 months later with another email. She'd moved out, stopped communicating with Rick, begun therapy, and attached a snapshot of her new place. I am not asking for anything. I just wanted you to know I was trying. I replied this time. 1 line. Good. Keep going. 8 months later she mailed a check. $3,500. A note is included. I realize this doesn't solve anything, but it's a start. I deposited it. I sent her a text. Received. Thank you. She simply said, "You're welcome." No expectations, no guilt, simply gradual progress. Maya and I purchased a home approximately 14 months after our wedding. Small, with 3 bedrooms and a yard large enough to accommodate a dog. We had been discussing getting a peaceful neighborhood. We hosted a housewarming celebration. Lucas, Noah, Aunt Emily, co-workers and customers from Maya's bakery. We cooked, played yard games, and watched the sunset from our back deck. Mom, Rick and Allison knew nothing about the house. Nobody asked. Nobody tried to show up, which felt appropriate. Late that night after everyone had left, Maya and I sat on the back porch. She rested her head on my shoulder. "Are you happy?" she inquired. "Yeah." "You very?" My phone vibrated. Facebook message request. I almost disregarded it, but something drew my attention. It was from my father. I saw the house photos Lucas uploaded. "Looks nice. I am so delighted for you both." That was it. There are no demands or guilt. Only acknowledgement. I showed it to Maya. "Are you going to respond?" she asked. "Perhaps eventually." No rush. I placed my phone down and pulled her in closer. 5 years after being stopped at that door, I'd constructed a life I didn't need to flee from. A wife saw me. Friends who showed up. Work was something I was good at. Peace was not something I had to struggle for. Up above, you must trust your equipment or risk death. I finally obtained better gear. Maya rose up, holding out her hand. I took it. We walked back inside together. I locked the door behind us.